Alright, you guys, I'm just warning you that this may be the last video for today, or I might squeeze in another one and then I'm done. But I wanted to catch you guys up on Chad Daybell Day 9. Now, I might add some more info from other days, but not too much. Because there have been some explosive bombshells already, and it's wow. Okay. So let's start with today, and like I said, I might add in a couple of other things. But today was started with David Warwick, um, and he was continuing testimony from yesterday. Um, he said that he was the ex-husband of Melanie Gibb, and they asked him a curious question of, did you marry her? Did you marry your wife so that you wouldn't have to testify against her? And so I was thinking, okay, number one, that's odd. Number two, that's very intrusive. And number three, even if it was the case, which nobody in their right mind is going to say, yeah, I married somebody so I wouldn't have to testify against them. Okay? Because that's just hurting yourself in all kinds of ways. But also, um, you know, if that was the goal, it wasn't achieved because he's testifying in court right now, or he was today. So, okay. So of course he answers no to the question or whatever, and they say that he says we got along really good and she was really good with my kids and everything. But now, as of today, they're separated. But whatever. Um, but I mean, I'm just telling you relationally where they are today. Um, but he was talking more about Chad Daybell, obviously, and he said that when he tried to tell him something, he just didn't believe him because he said he was manipulative and uh, yeah, just very manipulative, and that he could smile. Okay, here was the thing he said. He said his personality was quiet and meek, and so the attorney jumped on that and said, well, "Wait a minute. If you said he was quiet and meek, and you're saying he was manipulative, how can he be both things?" And he said, "Because he got quiet and gain your confidence and act like really sweet to you and whatever, and then use you." So yeah. And then there was another guy, Brandon Bordeaux. Um, the reason why I remember that name is because he had to spell it out, and I remember because it sounds kind of French, and the spelling is like EAUX at the end, so that's why it's memorable. Okay. He said that he was married to someone else too, and he was on his second marriage now, but his ex-wife always wanted to be more like Lori Vallow. Um, so I don't know. But I have to say that I, I guess certain voices I can't really take because for the most part in this trial they've been very monotone, no up and down, no excitement, no nothing. I mean, if you get me really excited, and you can tell in some of my videos, I use my hands a lot. I yell, I laugh, I cry. This guy, monotone. Okay, but he got the point across that. But he did say that they just acted odd and like because apparently according to him, the two families spent a lot of time together, and and I agree with this part of it. When you spend a lot of time with somebody, you get to know their mannerisms, and if they're not if they're not themselves or not feeling right, you know right away that something's wrong, right? Okay, so he says the last good Christmas was 2018. but that was different because just they weren't themselves, and there was distance and stuff. I mean, but didn't think his wife at the time didn't think if there was anything wrong with it. So I don't know. But then again, that that's I don't know. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but in a marriage, in a relationship, you can have two completely different opinions from two completely different people, like two different people, and they live in the same house, and they can have totally different ideas about things. So that doesn't always mean something. Okay. What I think I'm going to go back on is I'm not sure when this happened, but Kobe Ryan testified about the last time he saw his brother, JJ. So that was kind of interesting because I didn't see that one coming. I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't see it coming. Um, and then there was another one that was kind of odd. Oh, and then there was like some testimony yesterday. I didn't see it, but I could see it in the clips, and the headline was their friend said they were acting quote unquote odd. So, I mean, yes, independently, all this sounds like it could not mean nothing, but I go back to my studies in behavioral language, body language. Um, okay, they always say look for things in a cluster. And I've been watching this trial for 8 days regularly. I know there's 9 days, but I think I skipped a day, missed a day, something. But the 8 days I've been watching, they've been clusters. The testimony has all been, yeah, they were okay, but they were a little odd, or there was something a little off, and that was every one of them. And then the text messages are crazy, and then just all this stuff is adding up for me, and it's like, okay, this doesn't look good. Like on the surface, it doesn't look good. So unless you can prove to me why it looks so odd and why everything just feels like, then I don't know. Kind of like, okay, if I could put it into feelings, if you've ever been around somebody and you get that feeling at the back of your spine, not the back of your neck, but like up and down your spine, and it's just like, it's like that. And I'm not talking about the witnesses. I'm talking about Daybell. And I'm trying to leave Lori out of it because Lori Vallow was already tried and convicted for the same crimes. So I'm trying to leave that part out of it. I'm just saying his side seems a little. So, yeah. But I do think that if they can get somebody in your family who says things against you, because you think that your family is the one part of society that would pull for you. So if they can say bad things about you, that's a bad sign too. Um, so once again, I try to be open, but all the evidence is pointing to there's something just off. I'm not saying that he did it or he didn't do it. I don't know for sure, but at best right now it seems a little sketch. And the more people talk and the more witnesses, the more sketch it is. So if you're talking about 12 lay people, they're probably going to convict him. Unless you get some kind of like, whatchamacallit, like a bombshell that goes in their favor somehow, or they can trip somebody up. But let's see what happens on day 10. All right, guys.